In this video, I explain how I went from having a constant negative bank account to staying in the best suites and penthouses Vegas has to offer, dining in the finest restaurants, and being able to afford pretty much anything I desire. Stay tuned to the very end to see the huge change that's going to happen right after this video is posted. What's up, guys? So, I decided to make this video and do a tell-all and explain exactly my uprising and where I came from and where I was to where I am now. I grew up in a very small town that you had to drive 30 minutes to go anywhere. If you wanted to go to the mall, if you wanted to go to the movies, if you wanted to do anything, you had to drive 30 minutes for absolutely anything. That kind of town. My parents owned a very small business. It was a towing / junkyard. And I grew up there all my years. I learned how to drive very early. We would do donuts and demolition derby and all that kind of stuff. It was a very fun childhood of just learning how to drive. I learned how to drive at 6 years old, actually. So my dad, a few workers, and I would do all the grunt work, and my mom would run all the finances, the paperwork, all of that good stuff. Paid way below minimum wage and just worked there. I had a couple of my friends work there. Different things. We kind of just did that during high school, but I always wanted something more. I always wanted to be someone. I always wanted to do something big with my life, and I always knew I could. Something deep down always told me that I'm gonna really be something someday. And it doesn't matter if I grew up in a small town, it doesn't matter if I didn't grow up with money and all that kind of stuff. I was definitely going to be someone someday. So my family never grew up, rich. They always worked for everything they had. And even to this day, I wouldn't really consider them rich. I'd say they're comfortable, but in the large scale of everything, they are in no shape rich. They're working constantly 9 to 5 every single day. And honestly, that just wasn't for me. I didn't want to be doing something like that. I didn't want to be working a 9 to 5 every single day until you die. I feel like there's a bigger plan for everyone's life than just working and working and working until you're 70. And usually even when you're 70, you can't retire. Like if you look at people in retirement, no one's really retiring anymore, and I learned this at a very young age. So I always wanted something that I could do, that there was no cap. There was nothing that could stop how much money I could make, or it wasn't even the money. The money I didn't really care about. It was just freedom. There's always two types of people. There's people who have all the money in the world and no time, because they're constantly working. Or on the flip side, they have all the time in the world, but they have no income, and I kind of wanted something that was just right in the middle, to where I could have plenty of money. I could do what I want. I could have time freedom. It's just the American dream. That's what I believe. I didn't believe that you could just, you need to be a slave and just work and work and work and work until you die and just keep the machine going. So I followed my high ambitions and I actually started bodybuilding. So growing up, my parents were always overweight, and I was actually overweight when I was younger. So I decided to do bodybuilding and get into shape, and I did. I put my mind to it and I did it. I started getting really fit. I started losing weight, got a 6-pack, all of that stuff, abs, everything, and just kept going and kept going and kept going. Sometimes I would spend 6 hours a day at the gym. Why? Because it was my true passion. I loved working out. I loved being fit, all of that stuff. It was all down my alley. So I decided to get a job over at the gym. I actually started training. So I was training people. I did very well, and I'm not here to brag. I can prove everything I say. I'm gonna post it and show you guys exactly. I worked up all the way to the top in that district, which was insane. So I started training, and they loved it so much that they actually promoted me to a training manager. It was called a PTD, personal training director. Basically, I was in charge of all the trainers. So once you keep going up and up and up, you actually become a PTD, and that's exactly what I did. So I was selling contracts to people who wanted to do training. I actually beat all the competition in our district, and I got invited to I think it was called the High Rollers, actually, dinner. It was where the top earners in the company were actually going to like these high-end dinners and everything and all this. It was amazing. Something happened and corporate kind of sucked and they actually kept screwing me over on my pay. So I was supposed to get, you know, these huge checks, and they promised me, because my invoices were insanity, and I was supposed to get these very large checks and everything. I was very excited for it. Never got them. And I was full blown on this, like every single day I would drive to work. I was early. Every day I would listen to inspirational things constantly. I would listen to the 6 Rules of Success from Arnold every single day on the drive out there. And this honestly where it really started my belief in laws of attraction and just being positive and truly bringing something into your life and whatever you really want in your life to bring it into fruition. Corporate actually started screwing me over on my pay, messing with me and everything. And finally I told them, I was like, if it happens one more time, I'm out, I'm leaving. And I did. They did it one more time. They screwed everything up. And so I left. I didn't give them a week's notice. I didn't give them anything. I left that next day. I told one of my coworkers that I was gonna leave the next day. They screwed me over. I didn't have time for this. I have way high ambitions. I knew where I was going in life, and this just wasn't a part of it. At this age, I started towing. I became a certified tow truck driver, and we were towing every single day, every night. Didn't mind it, but it wasn't my thing, and I wasn't gonna get far ahead in life doing this. I started creating a Instagram following on there, and actually I got up to about 23,000 subscribers, and that was just purely bodybuilding. Lifting, bodybuilding, you know, teaching people how to, you know, eat proper, all that stuff, all those different things, and got up there to 23,000, but I wasn't making any money from it. No money was coming in, nothing. It was cool. I was getting recognition and all that kind of stuff and everything. It was like, I guess, like kind of a taste of the fame or whatnot, but I didn't really care about the fame. It was more so I wanted income. I wanted something coming in. I wanted to get on this path to where, you know, I knew where I was going, but I just needed the vehicle. So crazy things happen, guys. So in my life, I never gambled, ever. We went to Vegas all the time, constantly. We went to, you know, go party and have a great time. Never put a dime in the slots, never put a dime on the tables, everything. I thought that was stupid. I was like, why would you want to lose money? This is dumb. Obviously, casinos are built for, you know, casinos. They're not gonna win anything. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this. My mom, on the other hand, she's a habitual gambler. She actually loves gambling and everything. And she's lost a lot, of course. I mean, every gambler has. But she would actually win pretty frequent, which was pretty crazy. She would come back from Chumash, and she would tell us these stories of how she won, like, oh, I won 10,000, I won 2,000, and this and that. And it was happening pretty frequent. And so one day I just asked, I was like, what if I gave you money to gamble?
Go.
I'm gonna win $1,000 for my son. Every time I get on this machine, I win. I'm a winner. So
if not, she gets to keep the 100.
and if not, I get.
And it was kind of like the very first group pool we ever did, and I did it with my mom. It was kind of crazy. Because I love my mother. Look at that. Boom.
Hey, babe.
Cool G. Gave her $200 or $100 and said, hey, if you win, you can split the money with me. If not, you keep it all. You know, it's like, if you lose it, fine, not a problem, whatever. She came back, she won me $1,000. And I was like, wow, I was like, I can't believe that happened. And she told me exactly the story and how and everything. And I was like, okay, interesting. And she asked me to go with her. So I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. So we actually went out to the casino one time, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring $300. There's that $300 again. That's probably how that started. I brought $300 with me, and I said, if I lose this, I'm never gambling again. Guys, that probably changed my life that day. Because if I would have lost, I don't know if I would have ever gambled again. I really don't. I won though, significantly. So I put $300 in, and I realized like a lot of people were playing like 50 cents and this and that. And I was like, okay, if I bet a little higher, I think I'd have better odds. So I bet $5, and I got, you know, and I probably turned it into like, I want to say like $500 or something, like $300 to 500. I made a couple $100, and I was like, wow, I was like, this is interesting. But it kept going. And actually I got up to, I want to say like $1,000 or $2,000. And I was like, wow, I was like, this is really interesting. I was like, I couldn't fathom making money in a casino or anything. I was like, this is rigged. Of course I had all the conspiracy theories in the world. This is rigged. You know, they're trying to set me up. They're blah, 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 all these different things, which I don't believe at all now. So I decided to go to the high limit room. We went in the high limit room and I saw lots of machines at crazy high rates. I saw a machine and it was the quick hits. I don't play that game now, like I rarely ever play that, but it was a quick hits game and it was at $18 one of the bets. And I was like, screw it. I was like, I'm already up, you know, $2,000 or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I did $18 spins. I won 2,100 on like the fourth spin. And I was like, no freaking way. I was like, this is insanity. And that kind of just changed everything. And I just realized, like, if you bet a little higher, way more advantageous to actually than betting lower. Of course, on the flip side, you're gonna lose it a lot faster if you're betting higher. I started going to the casino quite often. It started from going like every weekend. I would actually take my paycheck from work, go to the casino and play. Never had a slot channel, never filmed it. The only thing I would do is I would put it on Snapchat. I would put the wins. I never actually filmed the actual play, just the wins. And I kind of built a following on Snapchat, and people would be like, how are you doing this? How are you winning all this money? How are you? And I wasn't playing that crazy. Like I probably went up to like maybe $20 max, and that was not often. My average bet was about $5. Even though I did the, you know, the random, or the very beginning, I did the high limit, I realized pretty quick that, hey, you're gonna lose it. And obviously I didn't have that income. I started going frequently. It went from the weekends, I would go with my mom. My parents owned the business, so randomly we'd be like, hey, no, nothing's going on here, let's go today. So we would go during the week. It was actually, if you're familiar with Chumash, they actually do 2 times Tuesdays, which they double your free play. So I started getting, you know, substantial free play and everything. We were going constantly. And I was actually doing pretty well. Like if I lost, you know, like say $100, I would probably be like, okay, we're gone. We'd leave. We'd drive 2 hours home and that was it. So we would drive 2 hours and we lost, okay, we'd come back. And I wouldn't just lose my ass. I wouldn't put, you know, every dime I owned or anything like that. But I would, you know, play the exact amount I wanted to play, come home, that was it. If I was up, great. If I was down, whatever, didn't complain. So I became top tier and I was getting all these perks. I had a host come around, and finally, I've never had a host in my life. We never stayed there either, ever. And a host came up and it was like, hey, he's like, I'm so-and-so. I want you to come to our casino and you can have all the suites you want and all the food and everything, and you don't have to pay for anything anymore. He's like, all you gotta do is play. I was like, awesome. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, hell yeah. Like I thought like you had to be like this crazy huge player or this and that, like just illogical thinking. We started staying there. We started staying on the weekends. We started going all the time, you know, getting suites, getting the nicest suites they had there, all of that stuff. And I was playing, and I just started kind of playing more and more and more and more. But I would still post all my wins on Snapchat and would go to Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, just the wins, not the play. And people would see it and they'd be like, hey, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? How are you doing this? And I would get tons of views and all this. And I was like, this is interesting. I didn't start anything. This was probably a few years went by actually just playing and becoming, you know, top tier, all that stuff. In between, I met Barbie.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
I met her and we hit it off and everything. Everything was cool. We started going to the casinos together. That is hilarious. One spin, 10 grand. The same machine. I've already won 10 grand on the same machine. I was just telling her that the last time I hit this was 10,080 and it's at 10,083. I was like, yep, there we go, first spin, boom, hit it. I kind of told her exactly, I had no intentions of a slot channel, or I didn't even know what a slot channel was or anything, had no intentions of that, did not know where that was gonna go or anything like that of the sort. Then we got a call from San Diego. It was an executive host from Verona Casino. And they said, hey, they're like, hey, we see your play, which is crazy. I didn't even know they could actually see your play from other places and all that kind of stuff. But I guess it's all tied together. He's like, hey, we've been hearing about your play, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to come to San Diego? We'll give you a suite. We'll give you a bunch of free play. You know, we'll give you all your food, all this stuff and everything. Come out, we have nice casinos and everything. I was like, wow, I've literally never gambled anywhere besides Chumash. I was like, yeah, maybe we should go try other places. So we went and drove 4 hours and went to San Diego. Went to San Diego, went over there, first time, cleaned house. Probably the highest bets I ever did too, which was crazy. It was just, I kept winning. Like I started at like $25. I think because I wanted to make a big impression on the host and get, you know, a lot of comps and everything. I was like, oh, I'll just bet big and blah, blah, blah. If I lose, whatever. I think I brought $1,000. That was it. I brought $1,000 to the casino, went over there, started playing and won big. Like I think I made like, I want to say like 10 grand or something like that, like just that trip, and playing like $25 spins. I think my average bet right after that was about $12.50. So that's kind of what I stayed at, 25, $12.50, and jumped around. And so we started going there like almost every weekend. So we'd drive 4 hours, bring $1,000 out there. And don't get me wrong, there was times that we'd lose. We'd lose $1,000 and guess what? They'd be broke and have to come back and then be screwed. But then there's times we went, and like one of these times, which was absolutely phenomenal. This was a crazy one. So I'm big into laws of attraction, and 100%, I believe in it. You believe in something, you put your mind to it. If you talk to any of the most successful people in the world, they will tell you that thinking about something, like if you just manifest it, you can create it. If you believe it, you can achieve it, 100%. It doesn't matter what it is in the world, literally anything, you can do absolutely anything. And so I was like, why can't I do this with gambling? Of course I can, of course. So I literally, and this is real guys, I get chills talking about it, 100%. I even said it in my videos even before when I posted this video, it was insane. The whole trip there, we would listen to motivational speakers like Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, like all the different people, Tony Robbins, like all these motivational speakers, and get super pumped, you know, priming yourself pretty much, and just constantly. And I kept saying the whole time, I was like, I'm gonna hit 20 grand. I'm gonna win 20 grand. I never won 20 grand in my life. I probably didn't even have 20 grand in my life ever. Like I never had that much money. I thought that was just obscene. I knew I was gonna hit it. Not just think I was gonna hit it, I knew I was gonna hit it. I was like, I'm gonna make 20 grand this trip. I didn't know how. I didn't know exactly what machine, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. It doesn't matter. I knew I was gonna make 20 grand. So the whole trip, the whole ride there, just motivational speaking, constantly feeling it, just feeling the emotion of just the win, envisioning it, everything just felt amazing. We get to the casino, I go over, we drop off our stuff real fast, we beeline it to the casino floor. And guys, I never played this game, ever, never. This is not a game on my radar. This is not something I played regularly. It was never at Chumash, anything. Never played it at Verona once. It was cats, hats, and more bats. And just randomly, we just walked all the way, and it was at the back of the casino. We were just walking through the casino. It was almost like a path. It was just insanity. I walked right up to the machine, put $500 in it. Never played this in my life. Max bet $25, $300 in, guys. There's that number again. It's crazy. $300 in, I hit the grand, 16K. I hit 16,000, the most, like if you can see my arms, I'm actually getting chills, it's crazy. But 16,000, the absolute most I ever hit in my life. I was ecstatic. I was super stoked. It was insane. I was like, even in my video, you'll see that I said, I was like, I'm gonna win 20 grand. I told everyone I was gonna win 20 grand this trip. I was gonna win 20 grand. Mind you, it was 16,000. Guys, the next freaking spin, one more spin. This doesn't happen. This like never happens. So I hit the grand for 16,000. See it. Next spin, I hit the $4,000 extra right after the 16,000. 16 plus 4, that's 20 grand. I hit it. Bad start. Just hit $16,627 on a $25 bet. Not too shabby. Another $4,000. So before I got here, I said I was gonna win 20 grand. And now the 16,000 I just won plus that is 20 grand, my friend. Over 20 grand, actually. When I first got here, I've been here 30 minutes max. Insanity. Yeah, Barbie went crazy. She was like, how the hell did you do that? She's like, you've been saying the whole time you're gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. Guys, we went back to the room. It was kind of crazy. I showed her my phone. I was negative in my account. I literally brought, you know, $1,000 with us, or I think it was either $1,000 or $2,000 with us, and that was it. That was all the money I had in my account at all, anything like that. I think I made around like 40,000 that trip. It was insane. It surpassed the 20,000. I made 40,000, and I showed her my phone. I was like, I was negative in my account, so I literally went all in. Like I burned all my ships. Like it was just insanity, and just dire conviction of just knowing. And it's stupid, it sounds like, really, but I mean, it happened and it worked, and it really was a turning point in my life. Like I remember where I was in the room and everything, and thinking and like feeling so much emotion and just going like, holy crap, like this is just a turning point. Like I feel this is what I'm meant to do. This is who I am. Like I could do anything. Like I felt like I could fly. It was such a weird feeling. Like, I don't know if you guys, you know, are far into manifestation and belief and all that stuff, but it's insanity. It's a crazy feeling that you just believe you can do anything. And I was like, wow, I was like, everything's gonna be fine. I was like, I don't have to worry about this. Like, this is literally, I'm just setting my GPS. And at this time, I had no idea about a slot channel or anything like that. Right after that video, I started posting on YouTube. I started posting on YouTube and all that. Guys, my first video ever on YouTube got crazy hits. Like, what is actually insane, it's one of my top viewed videos on my channel to this day. My very first video. And the first few videos were like 300,000, 400,000, 100,000. Like, that doesn't happen. It was just insane. I didn't know that though. When I first jumped on the scene, I was like, oh cool. I was like, I guess people would get these kind of views all the time. They don't. It's insanity. I was on this like crazy, just like jet basically, going up with momentum. And then guess what? Everything happened. COVID hit. Boom. Screwed everyone over. Casinos closed. Everything shut down. No one could do anything. I was actually personal training at the time as well, and that shut down. The gym shut down. Had no income, had no anything. I was like, well, this is great. But guys, I didn't care. Like, I was still very positive. I was like, it doesn't matter. I know where I'm going, all of that. I always had a positive attitude. Like, even if I lost everything in the casino, I always had a positive attitude. It didn't matter. I was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. It doesn't matter. I was like, it's gonna be fine. It doesn't matter if I lost everything, I'll get it back the next day. It's not an issue. I was like, this is literally just trials and tribulations, and it's just a bumpy road. Like, it's literally, you set your GPS, you tell yourself where you wanna be, where you're gonna go, and guess what? You're gonna hit potholes, you're gonna hit different things along the road, but eventually you're gonna get to your destination. And that's exactly my mindset. COVID struck, that sucked, and all the casinos shut down, and my momentum went down, sucked, because we couldn't go to the casinos. We couldn't film, you know, all the action or anything like that. It was literally, so I had to, you know, resort to, we did scratcher videos.
I don't always play scratchers, but when I do, it's because the casinos are closed. Stay safe, my friends. And always, like and subscribe.
We did a bunch of different things. We did satisfying videos. How's it going, guys? So we were pretty bored today, and we decided to make a satisfying video.
Break some stuff.
We did shooting videos. We did a lot of things. We even made our own parody of Addams Family.
The coughing and the sneezing, avoid them, it's easy. Just stay at home, watch TV, the quarantine family. You shouldn't go and see them, it's social distance season. We're staying home for a reason, the quarantine family.
I had zero editing skills at the time or anything like that, but it was still very fun. We tried just making the best of what we could in a terrible situation. What are you doing?
Nothing!
Hold on, don't go.
So after that, the casinos opened back up and it was great. It was game on, it was time to go. So we started going to the casino again. So we would drive to San Diego, all of that. Then eventually we went over to Harris Casino in Funner, California. We went over there, we started playing. We actually ran into Ingy for the very first time, met him, very cool person. Shout out to Ingy. So we started playing there and then we realized that it was owned by Caesars. So I was like, so if it's owned by Caesars, can we go to Caesars? Sure enough, we go to the application on our phones and it said, hey, you get free suites over at Caesars in Vegas. I was like, wow. So we're like, we're definitely going to Vegas.
I wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven when
Guys, my logical thinking, I believed, it's kind of funny, because like I said, I had no experience going to Vegas besides just going to party. I believed that in Vegas, all the slots were just all high limit. I just naturally assumed just everyone there who was playing was high limit. It was like $25 and up and everything like that. I was just like, wow, this is gonna be insanity, blah, blah, blah. Like, I had no idea what to expect. We go to Caesars and we started playing and I realized that I was very wrong. I was like, wow, it's like everyone's playing 60 cents, they're playing $1, this and that. I mean, there was a few players, you know, high limit and all that. But I was like, wow, I was like, I'm actually playing, you know, significantly higher than the majority of people here. So I was like, interesting. So we started playing at Caesars. They tier matched us, the top tier, all of that good stuff. It was awesome. We got awesome rooms. The food was phenomenal. The buffets, everything. Then we actually contacted MGM and started talking with MGM and they tier matched us over there. So we started playing over there. It's same thing. Got all the suites, got all the food, got everything. So guys, like Caesars owns half of Vegas and then MGM pretty much owns the other half. Like, and then there's a few in between. So it's pretty interesting. So if you're pretty much top tier at Caesars and MGM, you're top tier pretty much everywhere in Vegas, besides like Wynn and obviously Resorts World was later. That wasn't even open yet. We'll get to that. But it was pretty awesome. So I was top tier literally everywhere in Vegas. So anytime we'd want to go to Vegas, we would just obviously schedule it, go, and we would go every weekend. And the same exact principles applied. Like I'd have, you know, at this time I had zero income. I was actually on EDD, so getting money from the government, and it was only, I think, $900 every 2 weeks. So we would drive with $900 from California to Vegas, and if we lost it, I'd be broke for 2 weeks. Like I'd have zero money or anything like that, but I always had a smile on my face. I would always tell Barbie, hey, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I borrowed tons of money from her, like thousands and thousands of dollars actually. And I told her, I was like, don't worry, you have no worries at all. I'm gonna give it right back to you. I'm gonna retire you. You're never gonna have to work a day in your life and I'll pay it back tenfold. I kept my promise. But so we would drive out to Vegas, we'd listen to motivational speeches. We stopped listening to music completely and I would listen to just motivational things there. And then even if we lost everything, on the way back, I'd still be happy. I'd still be smiling. And I promise you, this is no BS. We'd listen to motivational speeches on the way home. And I would just be like, it doesn't matter. I know where I'm going. I had that feeling. I just knew it. I was like, it doesn't matter what's happening right now. It's no problem. And I was right. And I just kept going and kept going. We would go to the casinos. We would lose a lot. Then there was times we would go and we'd win 25,000, you know, or more, you know, different things. So anyways, we would just do this back and forth. Crazy how fate has it. Actually, we were actually living with Barbie's parents at the time during COVID and all of that. And they decided they wanted to move out to Vegas. And they asked us, hey, do you want to come back? Or do you want to go with us to Vegas? And we're like, sure, why not? Let's try it. I was like, obviously we're going there already. We're already living there in the casinos and in the staying there in all the rooms and everything. We might as well get closer. So we ended up moving to Vegas, trying that. Now the casinos are right down the street. Now the movie theaters, all the stuff we like to do are so close. And growing up in a small town, I love that. Like just everything was just so, you know, right next to things, and it was just amazing.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Thank you so much for all you guys and all your love and support. We appreciate it very much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
The momentum just kept building and building and building. We went to all the new casinos. We went to Resorts World. We went to Virgin, like all the different casinos. And now I'm top tier at literally every casino there is in Vegas. And it's crazy, like starting from nothing to where I'm now. Like, so after living with her parents for about a year and still doing, you know, high limit slot play and everything, I was just like, well, I don't have my own place. You know, it's like I could afford it and everything. Everything's going better, you know, and so we did. We got this house here.
Could be the new house with a new pool.
Some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. All right, the first one didn't have any sound, guys, so we had to do it again. But yep, the new house.
We have a beautiful pool and slide and everything else. And, you know, it's like all the stuff I never had, which is insanity.
Got all the new stuff for the new house. Got the Ninja Foodie stainless steel stove, microwave, touchscreen refrigerator, touchscreen toaster, a little ferret, a Ninja, yeah, and but wait, I don't want to use it.
Dion made a thaw breakfast.
Oh look, fruit for a couple of fruits.
You know, we got 2 dogs now.
Got a new member to the wolf pack.
New flavor of the
The
week.
filthy wolf pack. Spoiled rotten dogs.
And everything, it's phenomenal. You know, we're very blessed. I'm very, you know, happy where I am 100%. And I'm not saying any of this to brag or anything like that. That's not what I'm getting at. Because like I said, I came from nothing. Like a lot of these channels, like I'm not knocking anyone 100%, but a lot of them already had money. They're, you know, multimillionaires or this and that. Then they're, you know, doing a high limit, or they have other income to backing it. This is all purely based on sponsorships, Facebook, YouTube, you know, barely Instagram and TikTok. Like I am monetized on those both, but they don't pay really hardly anything, you know, and gambling. That's it. Like that's it. There's no other income coming in. And I'm supporting 2 kids. I'm supporting, you know, almost a wife, you know, myself, you know, car payments, house payments, all of that stuff. And it's crazy. All from gambling, just going against the odds, considering like gambling is completely against 100%. Like if you talk to a lot of the YouTubers and everything or slot channels, they'll tell you like they're losing far more gambling than they are getting from YouTube and all of that. But on us, on the flip side, we're still surviving. We're still gambling, you know, still making money from YouTube, and we're probably not getting as much as a lot of them. So that's what's the most insane part about it. And I truly believe it's just from mindset, just believing you can do it. That's why I can go into a casino, and a lot of people don't believe it. They think that I'm, you know, editing the videos or this and that I can't go into a casino and put $300 and hit a jackpot. Guys, I made a video, it's kind of crazy. I'll show you right here. We actually, one of my friends, Hong Kong, actually, he contacted me and he was like, hey, he's like, so you can hit a jackpot within $300 bucks. I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm at Rampart Casino right now. Show me how to hit a jackpot with $300. And I was like, you wanna see it? He's like, yeah. I was all, FaceTime me. Guys, I'm sitting right here, my shirt's off. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I was like, FaceTime me, let's do this. I was like, I'll show you. We filmed it. Guys, it sucks the audio is not on the audio was phenomenal, but I screen videoed the FaceTime, but the audio did not go through, which sucks because it was so awesome. Like we were just talking, the banter was amazing. All of it was just amazing. But you'll see he goes clear across the casino, all the way over to a random machine. I just told him, go find a Dragon Link machine. He sits down in it, puts $300 then, guys. $300. Plays a couple spins, maybe 4 spins, still only $300. Gets the freaking bonus on the last chance spin. $300. He goes crazy. I go crazy. I'm like, I told you. I freaking told you. I told you it happened. All of this, absolutely insanity. Wins over 9 grand, guys. Goes to another machine, does the same thing. Like, I think I made him like 15, 16K. I was screaming right here. Right when that hit, we were both screaming like crazy. I was just like, I told you, I told you. I told you it was gonna happen, because I told him it was gonna happen right on the lucky chance spin. It's crazy, guys. 9,100. He was stoked. Like, it was just insanity. It was amazing. And guys, we do this a lot. Like, we'll go into casinos. I did it live the other night. Absolute terrible live. It was the shittiest live. Sucked. I lost 10 grand. I actually got it all back and then some. Check out the next videos coming out. Crazy. I went to every machine, and I even said, I was like, we just did a live. This machine sucked. I played it, put like $600 in max. Boom, hit my jackpots, got it back. We went crazy that night. I actually put a lot back. We did $500 spins, which is insanity. You'll see those videos, gonna be nuts. But the whole thing is we, in that video, in that live, even have how crappy it was, I went to one machine and I was like, guys, I was like, you wanna see this? Watch the live, you can watch it right now.
Happens. Show you guys it works. Come on. All right, guys ready to see it? Okie dokie. First spin. What did I say? What did I say, guys? No, I'm kidding. What do I know? It's almost like I said that, huh? Weird. It's fake, guys. It's fake. I never do this. This isn't live. This is pre-recorded.
You're gonna get the minor.
All right. Let's get the $10,000 minor. You're not filming it? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, guys.
Only filthy. That's right, guys. All right. Blue balls. We're gonna get the 10,000. See, guys, it's all fake. I never put 300 in and get a jackpot. Never happens. Ever. All right, 33.
I was like, you guys want to see this? I was like, I'm gonna put 300 bucks in and I'll show you. I was like, I'll show you I can hit a jackpot. First freaking spin at $100 spins. Boom. Hit the jackpot. I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. And I was like, see, that's how it's done right there. And guys, it's not to boast, it's not to brag or anything like that. I believe anyone could do it. You just have to believe it. A lot of people, you know, they go to the casinos thinking they're gonna lose, and guess what? That's what happens. If you constantly go to the casinos thinking, hey, this is gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, you're 100% correct. I believe that with all my heart. If you keep saying like, that's why there's a few channels, you know, it's like, they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna lose, this is gonna suck, blah, blah, blah. You know, and guess what? It happens, you know, and I get it 100%. Of course you're gonna think, you know, you're gonna lose, because obviously it's designed for you to lose, but you can still win. It can happen. I've done it. I've obviously created an income and everything else from it. I'm actually up on several different casinos right now, you know, so it's like, it's insane, and I've done it. Guys, if you would have asked me in the past if you can be up on a casino, I would have told you no. There's no 100% no way you could be up on a casino. I'm up on a few casinos, so you can definitely do it, but you have to believe it. So guys, I said all this story. I just want to let you guys know exactly who I am, where I came from, all this stuff. Also, I kind of want to clear the air as well. A lot of people, I don't know, I guess they missed what I said. We filmed this couple who were actually playing obscene numbers. We actually walked into the casino one time. We saw them playing. They're playing $2,500 spins. And I was like, no freaking way. Usually, I've never filmed anyone in my life, ever. But we walked in, they were playing the machine that we wanted to play on. It was the $1 million machine. And we walked by and we just kind of noticed, like, I was like, oh, they're playing like 25. I was like, wait, what? I was like, they're playing $2,500 spins. I was like, I've never seen this. I've never seen this on YouTube. I've never seen any of this. I was like, wow. I was like, this is amazing. And they're like, yeah. They're like, you want to film it? I was like, do I want to film it? Of course I want to film it. So we started filming it. Guys, if you watch that first video, I even said it in the very beginning. I was like, we're filming our neighbors.
So guys, our neighbors here are playing, and they're playing crazy numbers. 750, 500, and everything.
A lot of people caught it, even commented saying, no, they're filming their neighbors. But a lot of people were like thinking it was us. That was not us. I'm just telling you right off the bat, we're not there yet. We're not playing $2,500 spins. We're getting up there. I've gone $625 spins, and recently we've been playing $500 spins like they're going out of style. So I mean, it's not out of the ballpark, that's for sure. But it's just, I just wanted to clear the air and tell you guys that those videos were not ours. We did film them, and obviously we own them and all that good stuff, had permission, everything. There was no shady business going on, but they're not us playing. That's two different people and everything. Obviously, if you listen to their mannerisms and everything, if you guys know the channel, you should know already. That's not how we talk. That's not all, how we say anything or anything. Obviously, they're really excited and all that. So yeah, that being said, I want to announce our change in our brand name. So guys, I kind of got tired, like Filthy, I have obviously Stay Filthy on my arms and everything. It's been my whole life. Obviously I created this channel from it, everything. I don't regret it, obviously, 100%. We've said Filthy, my friends and I have said Filthy, like constantly. I still say it. We'll go eat somewhere, but like, dude, that was so filthy, and not even thinking about it. It's just a word. It's just like cool, rad, awesome and everything. But it also has a derogative meaning as well. And a lot of people, and I don't want to convey that message. I don't want people thinking, it's like, too often, in the casino or whatnot, they'll be like, oh, what's your channel? Like, oh, Filthy Slot Channel. And I kind of feel weird about saying it, because I'm like, it's like, oh, is this like pornography? Is this? It's like, is it vulgar? Are they going to be cussing in there? This and that. And it's a turnoff for a lot of people. And I don't want that, because that's not the message we're conveying. We're conveying positivity. We're conveying, it's like we're a family. We're a loving family. We just love, to give all the time. We give constantly. Guys, we give money to homeless, all kinds of different people, and we don't film it all the time, because why the hell should we? It's like, I don't need to film, I don't need to show you guys anything or anything like that. Sometimes we have, but then I kind of feel like weird about doing it too, because it's like, am I doing this? I kind of get like mixed emotions, like, am I doing this for like, to get recognition? And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to give to give. If I want to give to someone, if I want to give to the homeless, if I want to do this, I want to do it from the bottom of my heart, not from, from a standpoint of, oh, I'm going to get, recognition from it from YouTube or anything like that. It's just, giving is one of the most important things in life. If you give, you will receive tenfold. And I believe that 100%. If there was more givers in this world, there'd be more successful people. I truly believe it. The problem is so many people are greedy. They love to take. And and some people get by, and some people, but they covet everything and they hold on to it and everything, and they just, I don't know. I'm not trying to ramble, but it's just true. But no, we're very giving, we're loving. We, want to spread positivity. We want to just, promote 100% positivity. So we went through tons of different names of brand names and all this, and we're like, how can we convey exactly what we're about and everything? Like, we came up with positive gaming, positive gambling, so many different things. Like, all these different names and everything. But I was like, but this still isn't conveying exactly what we do in our channel. I was like, okay. I was like, so we play high limit, but we play it on a lower budget. And I was like, how can I put this together? I was like, I got it. It's low budget, high rollers. That's what we are, 100%. We play on a lower budget, obviously it's a little higher now, but we play on a lower budget and high limit. It's like, that's it. It's like, we're high rollers, but we're on a low budget. We're top tier, every casino, all that stuff. But we like to do it with $300. We like putting $300 in and hitting a jackpot. Do I want to put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in a machine? Absolutely not. It's like, and that's exactly what we're about. So we're changing our name right now. As of today of this video, when you see it, you air it, boom, It is now low budget, high rollers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long and I tried to make it as entertaining as possible, but I just really needed to get this out there. I need to explain to you guys who we are as individuals, and just know that we didn't come from, you know, multimillionaires. We're not trust fund babies. We're not this and that. We created everything from the ground up. And if we can do it, anyone can too. And guys, like, I've always wanted to be a motivational speaker, and I really, the main reason why I want to do that is just to show people that you can do literally anything in this world that you put your mind to. You can do absolutely anything. If you have a passion, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, chase it. Do not let that just go to waste. Do not, you know, procrastinate and just think and say, oh, maybe I'll start tomorrow. Maybe I'll do this. Get on it. Do it. If it's YouTube, if it's anything, you can do it. If you want a better life, if you want anything, you can go out there and get it 100%. You know, and that's the number one message I want to push to everyone. Just, you can do anything in this world if you put your mind to it. We are going against the odds. All the odds are against us. We've had so many people, family members, everything, just like, what are you gambling? What are you gambling? You're gonna gamble, you're gonna lose everything, you're gonna go into debt, and, you know, all these different things, you know, and it's avoid the naysayers, avoid all of that. You know, it's like, I love it when someone says you can't do something, it's never been done before, because when you do it, then you're the first one who has done it. And that's actually a word from Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's on the 6 rules of success. But it's so 100% true. You know, it's like, you just have to just drive and drive and drive if you really want something in this world, anything. You know, it's like, because no one wants to work 9 to 5s. No one wants to, you know, work for minimum wage. No one wants to do this. Everyone wants a better life, but just no one wants to put in the effort. You know, and the most important thing in the very beginning is the belief factor. Believe in yourself. You're amazing. All of you guys are absolutely amazing in your own ways. You can do anything in this world, but you have to believe in it. You know, no one is better than anyone. I don't feel I'm better than anyone in the world at all. I feel like I'm 100% equal. I truly believe if I went through every single thing that you guys went through, I'd be you. You know, and vice versa. If you guys went through every experience that I've ever experienced and all the shitty things and everything like that in my life, you'd be me. You know, so it's like, it's just 100%. You just have to believe it. You have to believe and to achieve. That's it. But all right, guys, I'm done rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm truly passionate about just getting that point across, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please share it out. Please click on the subscribe button. If you have not, definitely turn on those post notifications, because we're posting craziness every single day, and the videos are going to get crazier and crazier. So have a fantastic night. We love all of you guys. And always, guys, stay positive.